Recording progress.
What is this verse number 4 is Dambho darpa abhimanascha krodha parusham evacha ajnanam cha abhijatasya partha sampadam asurim. Pride means dambha. Darpa means arrogance. And abhiman means conceit. And anger, krodha, harshness, parusham. Ignorance is ajnanam. So these 6 qualities belong to the demoniac nature, O son of Prutha. So here, if you see in the verse, there is a word sampadam. So what is the meaning of word sampadam Prabhupada has given? The qualities. But there is one word, sampada. Somebody has heard this word sampada? What is the meaning of the word sampada? Somebody knows?
Belongings.
Belongings, correct. Wealth or belongings. So, then belonging or wealth. So, now what is the meaning, one of the meaning? The asurim sampada. Means this is the wealth. And demoniac people, they consider these quality as their wealth. They're so foolish. They are proud that they have these qualities. And that's why one of the Sanskrit name of this chapter. And what is that? Prabhupada has given the name of this chapter as divine and demoniac qualities. But and the Sanskrit name is Daiva Asura Sampadayo. Deva Asura means divine, Deva, Asura, demoniac, and Sampada means the divine people and demigods. They consider divine quality as their belonging, Sampada, wealth, and Asuric people, demoniac people, they consider these demoniac qualities as their wealth or belongings. This is one of the points. Then translation is clear that there are mention of 6 qualities, and I will see what is these 6 qualities in purport. And these qualities belong to demoniac nature. Krishna has mentioned. So why Krishna is mentioning the demoniac nature? And this might be question to us. So we don't want to be demoniac. Then why Krishna is telling this? And so one of the explanation on this question which Acharyas gave is that Krishna wants to show Arjuna that, see Arjuna, you are not a demoniac person. See yourself. So this is one of the purpose. So Arjuna should be confident that he is not a demoniac person and he is a divine person. So that's why Krishna is mentioning the these qualities of demoniac people. Clear? So this is Krishna's purpose in mentioning the qualities of mentioning the demoniac qualities. So another thing is, before beginning, it should be clear that this divine and demoniac, so they are species. Species also means like demoniac means asuras and rakshasas and then yakshas, and so they are species, and so mainly they are demoniac nature in these species. But like Duryodhana, and so he has a demoniac mentality, correct? So now, till the chapter mm, 18 or 19, Krishna mentions the this demoniac species. And so before that, whatever Krishna is mentioning about these demoniac qualities is everything. It is regarding the mentality and mentality or actions. And so anybody can be divine, anybody can be demoniac. And there are species, Rakshasas and Yakshas. In this species, majority will be follow their species like Rakshasa, Yakshas, and Devata. And Devata are, this is also one of the species. And they are divine by nature. And so, like, there are Prahlad Maharaj, and he belongs to which species? Somebody knows? He belongs to
Rakshasas.
Rakshasa, Asura, correct. So he belongs to Rakshasa, but he is exception and he has divine qualities. Similarly, Vratrasura, and he also belongs to the Rakshasa, but he has divine qualities. So there are exceptions always. So clear? So now this should be clear, and then we'll understand what we are studying. So now in the purport, what Prabhupada is mentioning, very small parts are there. So what is this? In one line, Prabhupada is giving explanation to this quality. That's why I have highlighted by different colors. And so, so the person and who has these demoniac qualities or demoniac nature, and surely he will go to hell. So that's why first statement Prabhupada has written in this verse, the royal road to hell is described. Such a person cannot practice devotional service and they cannot advance on the transcendental level. So they will degrade to hell only. Then, second point, the demoniac want to make a show of religion and advancement in spiritual science. And although they do not follow the principle, and so they do not have this quality and of religiosity, and but they show that we are religious, and they are not actually devotees, but they show from outside. So what is that? They show outside, and that is they cheat. This is conceit, and conceit means abhiman. So they sorry, this is not conceit, and this is dambha in Sanskrit. I got confused because of English. So dambha, it is clear, and dambha means they don't have that quality, but they show. And but Prabhupada has translated it as pride. So this is actually not. So that's why there is confusion. And dambha, from dambha we can understand, and they don't have such quality of religiosity, but they show they are religious. That is dambha. Dambha is more precise. Then then they are always arrogant or proud in possessing some type of education or so much wealth. So in one line only Prabhupada has mentioned the dambha. Then second quality he's mentioned. They are always arrogant and arrogance. went down, I think. They are always arrogant or proud in possessing some type of education or so much wealth. So this is darpa and arrogance. And they desire to be worshipped by others and demand respectability, although they do not command respect. So this is abhiman, conceit. They want respect from others. They want worship from others, but they do not command respect, means they do not behave in such a way that people will respect them. And if we nicely behave gentlemanly way, then automatically, and the person in front of us, and he will respect us. And but they will not behave in such a way, but they internally they have desire that they should be worshipped. Over trifles, they become very angry and speak harshly and not gently. So this is the harshness, parush, harshness. They do not know what should be done and what should not be done. They do everything whimsically according to their own desire, and they do not recognize any authority. So again, Prabhupada will give the definition of whimsical, and it will come next verses. At that time, we'll see. But basically, whimsically means what? They act according to their own desire, and they do not recognize any authority of any person or scriptures, and so they will not recognize anybody's authority. So this is the extra statement Prabhupada has added. Sorry, no, not extra statement. This shows the ignorance and ajnana. This explains the ignorance. They are ajnani in the first part. They do not know what should be done and what should not be done. Means ajnani person doesn't know that what should be done and what should not be done. So in this way, Prabhupada mentioned this quality. The demoniac qualities are taken on by them from the beginning of their bodies in the wombs of their mothers. As they grow, they manifest all these inauspicious qualities. So we saw this is also one of the factor and from birth, that is nature. But there are other factor also, and which are they? Nurture, and we saw that. And also culture. And after that, also there is free will is also there, and of every living entity. Krishna has highlighted just one part only, nature, that is comes from birth only. So this is the explanation of qualities by Prabhupada. And Acharyas have mentioned some point regarding these demoniac qualities. Open. So regarding Abhiman, and so they have mentioned, Prabhupada has what he has mentioned, desire for respect. And So in addition to that, Vishwanath Chakravarti has said that Abhiman also means that he is attached, and attached person. So he is attached to what? His possessions, his sons, yeah, his relatives, whatever possession he has, is attached to that, his family. So Abhiman can also mean attachment. And Parushya. Parushya means what Prabhupada has translated is harshness. Yeah. So one extra point here they have given, that they are cruel, and they are not kind, and they are cruel. This is also one of the explanation of the demoniac quality. And another meaning they have added, that there is one word ch, and in the verse, if you see, there is one word ch, evascha, and ambodharpa abhimanascha, and krodhaparusha evacha. So this ch, and which comes after eva. And so meaning of this Sanskrit word cha, we can say that whatever Krishna has explained in verse number 1 to 3, and so there are qualities, and some qualities like akrodha, and some qualities like achapala, and some first one only abhaya, and so whatever these 26 qualities they have mentioned, Krishna has mentioned. So Krishna is mentioning that the meaning of the word cha is that opposite of these 26 qualities. So opposite of these 26 qualities, all are included where? In the demoniac qualities. This is mentioned by Paldev Vidyabhushan. So he is mentioning by the word cha indicates all the qualities opposite to those mentioned in the previous verses, such as chapala, and uh, opposite of uh, achapala, and himsa, opposite of ahimsa, bhaya, opposite of abhaya, like this. Some example he has given, etc. These are some points acharyas have mentioned, different from Prabhupada. Okay. So now Krishna is mentioning, uh, Krishna has mentioned actually, and demoniac qualities. And then Arjuna may think, and so Arjuna doesn't know why Krishna is mentioning these demoniac qualities. And so Arjuna has now doubt, and because Krishna has mentioned these demoniac qualities. So Arjuna is thinking that his involvement in the battle, and is now demoniac or what? And that doubt came in Arjuna's mind. So Krishna knows, and as a Paramatma, what is going on in the mind of Arjuna. So according to that, he is speaking the next verse. Understood? And what he is speaking, Daivi Sampada Vimokshaya Nibandhya Surimata Mam Shucha Sampadam Daivim Abhijatosi Pandava. What he's telling? The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation. We saw yesterday. And by developing these divine qualities, one can transcend the material world. Whereas demoniac qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with divine qualities. So Arjuna might be thinking that he is demoniac or divine. So to clarify this doubt, Krishna is speaking, no, do not worry. You are divine only. So Prabhupada is what he is explaining. That Lord Krishna encouraged Arjuna by telling him that he was not born with demoniac qualities. Simple. His involvement in the fight was not demoniac because he was considering the pros and cons. So his involvement in the fight is not demoniac. Why it is not demoniac? Because he was thinking, and before fighting, he was considering whether respectable person such as Bhishma and Drona should be killed or not. So he was not acting under the influence of anger, false prestige, or harshness. Therefore, he was not of the quality of the demons. And the qualities mentioned in the verse 4, he was not having these qualities. Why? Because he was just having thoughts and he was just considering pros and cons before fighting. For a kshatriya, a military man, shooting arrows at the enemy is considered transcendental. It is not a demoniac. And refraining from such a duty is demoniac. And not doing one's duty is demoniac. Therefore, there was no cause for Arjuna to lament. Anyone who performs the regulative principles of the different orders of life is transcendently situated. And very important. Anyone who performs the regulative principles of the different orders of life. Different orders means the yesterday we saw. And there are 8 orders, and which are 8 orders of varna and ashrama. So these 8 orders of varna and ashramas, if somebody is following his duty in that varna and ashrama, then he's a transcendentally situated. He's not a demoniac person. So for Kshatriyas, what is the regulative principle is to kill the enemy. So for them, it is not a demoniac quality. And so we'll move next. Then so Krishna mentions now, you are not a demoniac. Then he continues his explanation. Va bhuta sargo lokesmin daiva asura evacha daiva vistarashah prokta asuram partha me shrunu. What is that? O son of Prutha, in this world there are 2 kinds of created beings. Dvau bhuta sargo, and 2 kinds of living entities. One is called the divine, and Daiva, and another is demoniac, Asuraha. I have already explained to you at the length the divine qualities. And So Krishna is mentioning, I have already explained. Yesterday I have mentioned and how he has explained in second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, and a sixth chapter, then 12th chapter, 13th chapter. So many places he has explained the divine qualities, and in this chapter also, first three verses, 26 qualities. And so now he wants to speak the about demoniac qualities in detail, and from verse number 7 to 20 he will speak about demoniac qualities. Somebody can read this.
Lord Krishna, having assured Arjuna that he was born with the divine qualities, is now describing the demoniac way. The conditioned living entities are divided into two classes in this world. Those who are born with divine qualities follow a regulated life. That is to say, they abide by the injunctions in the scriptures and by the authorities. One should perform the duties in the light of authoritative scripture. This mentality is called divine. One who does not follow the regulative principles as they are laid down in the scriptures and who acts according to his whims is called demoniac or asuric. There is no other criteria but obedience to the regulative principles of the scriptures. It is mentioned in the Vedic literature that both the demigods and the demons are born of the Prajapati. The only difference is that one class obeys the Vedic injunction and the other does not.
So what Prabhupada has mentioned in his purport, that Krishna will mention up the in verse number 23 and 24. But Prabhupada has mentioned here only. So Prabhupada is mentioning that Lord Krishna, having assured Arjuna that he was born with the divine qualities, and where he has assured in verse number 5, in the previous verse, is now describing the demoniac way. And now he will explain from the verse number 7 the demoniac way. The conditioned living entities are divided into two classes. And now Prabhupada is speaking about this verse. And conditioned living entities, there are two kinds. So what are those who are born with divine qualities, follow a regulated life. That is to say, the abide by the injunctions in the scriptures and by the authorities. So this is the divine quality. So what is the difference between Dev and Asura? And Dev and Asura. So Asura, they don't follow the authoritative scriptures. And this mentality is called, now Prabhupada is explaining divine only. And one should perform duties in the light of authoritative scriptures. And this mentality is called divine. And one who doesn't follow the regulative principles as they are laid down in the scriptures and who acts according to his whims is called a demoniac or asuri. Yeah. This is regarding this current verse Prabhupada has mentioned. There is no other criteria but obedience to the regulative principles of scriptures. It is mentioned in the Vedic literatures that both the demigods and the demons are born of Prajapatis. The only difference is the one class obeys and the injunctions and the other doesn't obey. So in short, what Prabhupada has explained in this purport, the difference between the divine and demoniac. Since Prabhupada has explained this. So now Krishna has mentioned. So another Mm. So now, from the verse number 7, Krishna has started explaining the which qualities he has mentioned, and
Demonic.
demoniac qualities, and he will speak now from the. Now, first he will speak the what is their nature and nature of demoniac person, and he will speak in this verse. So what is their nature? We'll see. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha janana vidurasara asura na shaucham na pichacharo na satyam teshu vidyate. So those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. This is their nature only. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. Reading. Green one, somebody can read.
In every civilized human society, there is some set of scriptural rules and regulations which is followed from the beginning, especially among the Aryans, those who adopt the Vedic civilization and who are known as the most advanced civilized people. Those who do not follow the scriptural injunctions are supposed to be demons. Therefore, it is stated here that the demons do not know the scriptural rules, nor do they have any inclination to follow them. Most of them do not know them, and even if some of them know, they have not the tendency to follow them. They have no faith, nor they willing to act in terms of the Vedic injunctions.
Thank you, bro. So, Prabhupada is mentioning here it is mentioned they do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Means acting properly and not acting improperly. So, how somebody will know uh, what is acting properly and what is not acting improperly? And so he has to learn this from authority, and either from the scriptures or from any senior devotee and any senior guru. He has to learn these things, but generally from the scriptures. So Prabhupada has mentioned this point, and so they are not interested in learning the scriptures. So that's why. Now these are all I will not. I'm thinking, although we have decided, and each word by word. That is okay, na? If I just summarized, or should I read each word? That might be boring for some people, and reading word by word. Or should I just summarize?
Summarize would be fine for you.
Fine, that will save time. And also because some things are very easy. And that now in this paragraph, what Prabhupada has mentioned, that these people, they do not read the scriptures. And that's why they do not know what is pravrutti and what is nivrutti, what is to be done and what is not to be done. And next paragraph.
The demons are not clean either externally or internally. One should always be careful to keep his body clean by bathing, brushing teeth, shaving, changing clothes, etc. As far as internal cleanliness is concerned, one should always remember the holy names of God and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The demons neither like not follow all these rules for external and internal cleanliness.
Thank you, bro. So he is mentioning, Prabhupada is mentioning regarding the neither cleanliness, this point. And na shaucham, in the verse, na shaucham, they are not clean. And wherever cleanliness comes, and before many times Prabhupada has explained, same point. There are two types of cleanliness, external and internal. External is bathing, brushing, and teeth, shaving, changing clothes. And internal is chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The demons neither like and nor follow all these rules for external and internal cleanliness. Next.
As for behavior, there are many rules and regulations guiding human behavior, such as the Manu Samhita, which is the law of the human race. Even up to today, those who are Hindu follow the Manu Samhita, laws of inheritance and other legislative are derived from this book. Now, in the Manu Samhita, it is clearly stated that a woman should not be given freedom. That does not mean that women are to be kept as slaves, but they are like children. Children are not given freedom, but that does not mean that they are kept. Okay, the demons have now neglected such injections, and they think that women should be given as much freedom as men. However, this has not improved the social condition of the world. Actually, a woman should be given protection at every stage of life. She should be given protection by the father in her younger days, by the husband in her youth, and by the grown up sons in her old age. This is a proper social behavior according to the Manu Samhita. But modern education had artificially devised a puffed up concept of womanly life, and therefore marriage is particularly now an imagination in human society. Nor is the moral condition of women very good now. The demons therefore do not accept any instruction which is good for the society, and because they do not follow the experience of great sages and the rules and the regulation laid down by the sages, the social condition of the demonic people is very miserable.
Thank you. What are the main points Prabhupada mentioned here is, he is mentioning which point from the verse in this paragraph? This proper behavior. And so regarding proper behavior, and so where it is mentioned proper behavior, and many rules and regulations guiding human behavior, and so where are proper behaviors mentioned in Manu Samhita for human beings, human race? Even today, and many follow Manu Samhita, many Hindus. So one such rule is given is that Prabhupada is telling regarding the women. It is clearly stated that women should not be given freedom. But modern day people, and so they oppose this idea. And so what is the exact meaning they should not be given freedom? Means like children, and they should be protected. This is the exact meaning Prabhupada has given. They should not be given freedom means they should be protected. This is the actual meaning. But the current day demons, they have neglected such injunctions that they should be protected. But they think that like men only, and women are should be like exact copy of men. They should have same freedom as men. And so this is the opinion of modern day demons. So although they have given, and not only they think, and a women should be given equal freedom to the men. they have given the freedom, and what it has proved. And so giving freedom to women, and it has already proved, and the social condition of the world is not improved. And so they not only thought that women should be given freedom, they thought and they have given also. But after giving also, the condition of the world is not improved. So that's why Prabhupada say, and that their thinking is wrong. And practically, and we have seen by the examples. Actually, women should be given protection at the every stage. And Prabhupada now giving detail on like when she is a in her younger days, and she should be protected by father. When she's married, and she should be protected by husband, and then in her old age by her son. So these were mentioned in Manu Samhita. But what is happening? Modern day people, and they have concocted and this puffed up concept of womanly life, and that's why now marriages are becoming very difficult, and they imaginations means they are becoming very difficult. And because women are also disturbed, and their moral condition is also not very good. This is one of the example of improper behavior of asuras, and Prabhupada have given in detail. Therefore, do not accept any instruction which is good for society. And because they do not follow the experience of great sages and the rules and regulations laid down by the sages, the social condition of the demoniac people is very miserable. So socially, they are very miserable. Why? Because they are not behaving in a proper way. So now truth. So truth, regarding truth, we can understand that truth Prabhupada has not mentioned, and other things he has mentioned. But what mentioned by Acharya is that these demoniac people, whatever scriptural truth is there, and meaning of the scripture is there, and who gives us scriptural truth? Authorities, our acharyas, they give the scriptural truth, and they don't accept any authority. And so what they do is they concoct and their philosophy, and concoct their philosophy. So they are concocting. So that's why they are not truthful. And so this is the meaning of truth. In this way, their nature is mentioned in this verse. Now, some point from Acharya. Is same only. Vision Prabhu has given some points. So he is mentioning that so it is mentioned that demons, they do not follow Shastra. Then whom they follow? And somebody they might be following, no? They don't follow Shastra. And then they follow their mind, and they follow their mind and their bodily consciousness. So this is one of the point given by Bhurijan Prabhu. And he's telling they don't follow Shastra, Vedic injunctions. Then they follow their bodily consciousness. And so mind is also a subtle body. What is their bodily consciousness? And on the bodily platform, they act. And he's telling one regarding truth. And Prabhupada has not explained. So he is giving some story regarding truth. And so he's telling even if demon propounds a philosophy, and its value is compared to the preaching of vulture and jackal. And so demons, they don't, here I have mentioned, no? They concoct their philosophy. And who concoct? Demons. And they concoct their philosophy. And if they have philosophy, then they speak also this philosophy, demonic philosophy. And so then this demonic philosophy, and when they are speaking, they are preaching this philosophy. They're preaching, and their demoniac preaching is called as the vulture and jackal. So now he is giving detail why he has used this word, and vulture and jackal. So he's telling once a boy died, and that boy's relative, lamenting because of his death. And then they gathered around his body, and in preparation for the funeral ceremony. And so they were preparing also, and they gathered also, and around his body. So suddenly one jackal appeared there, and he started speaking very sweetly. And he began to glorify the boy, which had died there. And then, while glorifying that boy, he also began to speak the boy's wonderful qualities. And then he requested those present and to spend the precious hours until sunset. Then they bathed the body of the boy, and because sunset happened, no? He was continuously glorifying that boy, and after sunset they cannot now cremate his body, and uh, according to Vedic times. Nowadays they are cremating, but now they cannot offer that funeral ceremony, and because sunset has happened, and they return, and now this jackal what he has done is he was glorifying, and now he tells that all of you can return now. Sunset has done, and morning you come and complete the funeral ceremony. And so when he was saying this, there comes a vulture, and because they generally come after the sunset only. And then he saw what is happening, and from the sky only, and then he comes down, that vulture. And then he starts refuting the jackal's verse. And he mentions that there is no point in lamenting about the dead person. And so all of you should not lament, and because soul has left the body. And so why are you lamenting about the dead body? And he mentions that all of you please become philosophically fixed, and between the uh, on the difference between body and soul, and leave the lamentation. And this way vulture, and who would feast on the body if the relatives left, and spoke to defeat the jackal's argument. And the jackal, being a creature of the night, planned to devour the body in the dark. And so what is the lesson here? Prabhuji is mentioning that regardless of the specific words spoken, the vulture, the jackal, and in the same way, demoniac people also, they speak their philosophy. So what is their purpose? So their purpose is only selfish purpose. So they have specific agenda in speaking their philosophy. Speaking their philosophy. So agenda should not be there. And in speaking, selfish agenda should not be there. Speaking, there is agenda, but it should not be selfish, and selfish purpose should not be there. And so jackal, and we saw that jackal and vulture, and both of them were speaking the philosophy. And what is that philosophy? Their concocted philosophy. Similar way, these demoniac people, and they also speak the philosophy for their selfish purpose. That's why Prabhuji has given this story. So now Krishna continues the demoniac qualities in the next verse, and we will take break here. So we will meet 646. Krishna is mentioning the demoniac qualities here. So now in the verse number 8, he gives their philosophy. So asatyam apratishtham te jagat ahur anishwaram aprap aparaspara sambhutam kim anyat kam ahetukam. So what is their philosophy? They say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire, means kama, lust, and has no cause other than lust. We will understand this in the purport, what is unreal, what is no foundation. Prabhupada has mentioned in the purport. And now what this, in short, this verse gives their philosophy. And so God is not in the control, but And how this world has produced? Because of lust only. This is their philosophy. Somebody can read it.
The demonic conclude that the world is phantasmagoria. There is no cause and effect, no controller, no purpose. Everything is unreal. They say that this cosmic manifestation arises due to chance, material actions, and reactions. They do not think that the world was created by God for a certain purpose. They have their own theory that the world has come about in its own way and that there is no reason to believe that there is a God behind it. For them, there is no difference between spirit and matter, and they do not accept the supreme spirit. Everything is matter only, and the whole cosmos is supposed to be a mass of ignorance. According to them, everything is void, and whatever manifestation exists is due to our ignorance and imperception. They take it for granted that all manifestation of diversity is a display of ignorance. Just as in a dream, we may create so many things which actually have no existence. So when we are awake, we shall see that everything is simply a dream. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So, in this paragraph, Prabhupada has mentioned that regarding how the world is unreal. And so that is demoniac thinking. So these demoniac, they conclude that world is a phantasmagoria. The phantasmagoria is means like person and who in a dream sees the pictures and like that they see. And so this world is a dream. It is unreal. And also this world has no cause and effect. And nobody has created this world. No controller is there in this world. And what is the purpose of this world? That purpose is also not there. Everything is unreal. That is their philosophy. And then how it has arisen just by the reactions and actions of material. Material actions and reaction. This world is produced. So certain purpose is not there. Prabhupada is explaining in detail. How they have came to this conclusion. That is their own theory. And they have not read anything in the scripture like this. They have not heard anything, but that is their own opinion. And they reject the God also, that God is behind everything. And they do not consider the difference between matter and spirit. A whole cosmos is a mass of ignorance. Whatever is there is everything is ignorance only for them. And whatever display is there, that is also ignorance. This material manifestation, whatever we see, that is also ignorance, because that is in the dream, according to them. Just as in a dream, we may create so many things, and which eventually have no existence. So when we are awake, we all see that everything is simply a dream. So this is their understanding about this world. And what is devotee's understanding about this material world? What is devotee's understanding? Somebody knows?
Created by God.
This world is created by God. And they say this world is asatya, unreal. And so what devotee says then?
Is real but temporary.
This material world is real and but temporary. Thank you. So this is devotee's understanding. The opposite to that, this demonic people understanding Krishna has given. Next, somebody can read green one.
But factually, although the demons say that life is a dream, they are very expert in enjoying this dream. And so instead of acquiring knowledge, they become more and more implicated in their dreamland. They conclude that as a child is simply the result of sexual intercourse between man and woman. This world is born without any soul. For them, it is only a combination of matter that has produced the living entities, and there is no question of the existence of the soul. As many living creatures come out from respiration and form a dead body without any cause, the whole living world has come out of the material combinations of the cosmic manifestation. Therefore, material nature is the cause of this manifestation, and there is no other cause. They do not believe in the words of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Maya dakshena prakriti shuyate sa characharam. Under my direction, the whole material world is moving. In other words, among the demons, there is no perfect knowledge of the creation of the world. Every one of them has some particular theory of his own. According to them, one interpretation of the scriptures is as good as another, for they do not believe in a standard understanding of the scriptural injunctions.
Thank you. So now what Prabhupada is mentioning in this paragraph, that cause of this world is not the God, but lust. In the beginning, Prabhupada mentioned that they say, this world is what? Like a dream. But they are very expert in enjoying this dream. They say that this world is dream, but they want to enjoy in this material world. Who? Demoniac people. So they want to acquire money, and they want to enjoy their gratify their senses, and so then instead of acquiring knowledge, and they become more and more implicated in their dreamland. And although they say it is dream, and but they get attached to this dreamland. And then how the child is born, and simply by the intercourse of man and women. And in short, what they say, that lust is only the cause, and there is no existence of soul, and no difference between matter and spirit, and this life is a dream. And also then after that they say there is no superior controller, and they do not believe Krishna's words also. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sa charachara. And there no standard understanding of scriptures. And so they say that all the interpretations of the scriptures are as good as another. And they do not believe in the standard understanding of the scriptural injunctions. So this is their mentality. Krishna has explained. So first he has a philosophy, and this philosophy mentality. And before that, Krishna has mentioned their nature, and Asuric person's nature. We'll see some points from the Acharyas if they are there in this verse. The same point they have given. They do not follow the scriptures, and what scriptures gives us is that how this world has created and who is controlling this world. And they say that if there is a supreme lord and within this world, and we say that lord appears in this world, and then how this world is short lived. And if lord is there, lord is present in this world as a paramatma, he is present in the heart of all living entities, and we say this. But they ask the question, and if lord is present as a paramatma in this world, then this world should not be a temporary place, it should be a eternal place. So we do not believe your words, like that they say that lord is present in this world, and so they do not agree and on the presence of the lord. And they have mentioned that, so what is the purpose of this world, and they don't know. Prabhupada has mentioned, and so what is their opinion, what is the purpose, why this world is created, what is purpose behind that? So they say that whatever one can imagine, whatever one can imagine according to his thinking, according to his reasoning power, and so that is the purpose of this world, like that they say. And so there is no fixed purpose of this world, so everybody has the freedom and to say what is the purpose of this world. So we say that these are some demoniac mentalities. And so basically, what we came to know here is these are atheistic people and a demoniac. They don't believe in the God. And they want to always rebel against the God. And so we see that atheism is always there in this world. And before also, and we say that it was not before, and so these Muslim invaders, they came and they destroyed our culture, and atheism increased. Surely that is the cause. And but before the coming of Muslim invaders also, and atheism was always there, and we can see that there were people who rejects the authority of the God. And after that, Muslim people came, and then after that, now scientists, and they also reject the authority of the God. And many people they come that they have their own theory of atheism, like Darwin has, then Freud has. And so these atheistic people, they were always there in this world. And so now this is about verse number 8. Now from verse number 9, Krishna speak their activities. So what are their activities? Etam drishtim avastabhya nashta mano alpabuddhaya prabhavanti ugra karmanah kshayaya jagato hita. Following such conclusions, which are mentioned previously, the demoniac who are lost to themselves. And lost to themselves means they have lost their spiritual inclination. Like Ishopnishad, you might have studied the Atmaha, Ekecha Atma Hanojana. And there is one verse in Ishopnishad. And Atmaha means they have killed their soul. And killed their soul means soul cannot be killed, and we have studied in second chapter. Is they have lost their spiritual interest. Soul is a spiritual. They have killed the soul means they have killed the spiritual interest, lost the spiritual interest, and who have no intelligence, no good intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. These are their activities. Somebody can read.
The demon,
The demonic are engaged in activities that will lead the world to destruction. The Lord states here that they are less intelligent. The materialists who have no concept of God think that they are advancing. But according to Bhagavad Gita, they are unintelligent and devoid of all sense. They try to enjoy this material world to the utmost limit and therefore always engage in inventing something for sense gratification. Such materialistic inventions are considered to be advancement of human civilization. But the result is that people grow more and more violent and more cruel, cruel to animals and cruel to other human beings. They have no idea how to behave towards one another. Animal killing is very prominent amongst demonic people. Such people are considered the enemies of the world because ultimately they will invent or create something which will bring destruction to all. Indirectly, this war anticipates the invention of nuclear weapons, of which the world is today very proud. At any moment, war may take place, and these atomic weapons may create havoc. Such things are created solely for the destruction of the world, and this is indicated here. Due to godlessness, such weapons are invented in human society. They are not meant for the peace and prosperity of the world.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. You are in mute, Prabhu.
Sorry. Thank you. So now, in this verse, their attitude is mentioned, and where it is mentioned, and they are lost to themselves, and they do not have intelligence. And what is their activity? They engage in unbeneficial, horrible works, and and they act to destroy the world. And these are their activity. And in the purport, what Prabhupada is mentioning, and so they are illusioned and they have no intelligence. That is their attitude. So regarding in short, Prabhupada, why they are illusioned and why they don't have intelligence, and because they think to be advancing materially, but actually they are engaged in the work that is destructive, and also no conception of God. So they don't have any conception of God, and they think they are advancing. So this shows that they are unintelligent, and they are illusion. And after that, the next point is they perform the ugra karma. What is the ugra karma? That painful, horrible, and destructive acts. So what are they? They are first they are trying to enjoy sense gratification. Then they engage in materialistic inventions, different inventions. They try to invent, with the only result of violence. And what is the purpose of their invention is to do violence, to fight with each other, and cruelty to other living beings. And then two examples Prabhupada give for this. What is that? Animal killing and nuclear weapons. And so these two kinds of activity they perform, which are going to destroy the world, the peace and prosperity of the world. So this is the Prabhupada's explanation. Then some point from Acharyas is same point Acharyas have given. So now Krishna continues the activities of the demoniac person. So now in verse number 9, and so it is mentioned that they destroy the world, correct? The Kshatriyas, they are meant to destroy the enemies, correct? Just now we saw. Correct? Then how these demoniac people, they are doing bad activities? How their this activity of destroying the world is bad? So somebody may think that I am a Kshatriya, so I will destroy the enemy. Other people in this world are my enemy, so I will destroy them. And that somebody may think. But actually what is happening? Kshatriyas, na, they fight with whom? They fight with equal. And those who are equal in their strength with them. And then those who are equipped. And equipped means what? Means opposite person also has some weapons. And with him, he is not without weapons. And that is means of equipped. And Kshatriyas, they alert the opponent. And that I am coming to fight with you, and that alert they give, and these three conditions are there, and which Kshatriya they follow. But these demonic people, before going to destroy, they do not follow these three criteria. They fight with the weak, and they fight with the people, those who do not have weapons, and they kill the persons, innocent person, and they don't give notice also, and they come in a hidden way, and then they kill the enemies. So that is the difference. Now Krishna continues the demoniac qualities in next verse. Kamam ashritya duspuran dambhamana madanvita mohad grahitva sad grahan pravruttante shuchivrata. What Krishna is telling, taking shelter of insatiable lust, absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige. The demoniac, this illusion, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. In this world verse, their mentality is mentioned. So what is their mentality? They are taking shelter in lust only, and lust is their shelter, and where they are absorbed, not in the devotional service, but conceit of pride and false prestige. And they always do the unclean work and attracted by the impermanent. Somebody can read the purport.
The demoniac mentality is described here. The demons have no satiation for their lust. They will go on increasing and increasing their insatiable desires for material enjoyment. Although they are always full of anxieties on account of accepting non permanent things, they still continue to engage in such activities out of illusion. They have no knowledge and cannot tell that they are heading the wrong way, accepting non permanent things. Such demonic people create their own God, create their own hymns, and chant accordingly. The result is that they become more and more attracted to two things: sex, enjoyment, and accumulation of material wealth. The word asuchi prata, unclean vows, is very significant in this connection. Such demonic people are only attracted by wine, woman, gambling, and meat eating. Those are their asuchi, unclean habits induced by pride and false prestige. They create some principles of religion which are not approved by the Vedic injunction. Although such demonic people are most abominable in the world, by artificial means, the world creates a false honor for them. Although they are gliding towards hell, they consider themselves very much advanced.
Thank you, Pro.
Hare
So
Krishna.
Prabhupada is explaining the point that this is the demoniac mentality in this verse. And so first point Krishna has mentioned, they're taking shelter in the insatiable lust. And so they have no satiation for their lust. They will not stop only. Satiation means they are not satisfied and they will not stop. And they will go on increasing and their lusty desires of material enjoyment. And next point is how they are illusion. And so how we can see that they are interested, they are accepting non-permanent things and anxieties and for non-permanent thing. And this shows that they are illusion. And also they do not have knowledge and cannot tell that they are heading the wrong way. This also shows their illusion. And then how they are attracted to the impermanent, non-permanent things. And that point Prabhupada is mentioning. So how they are attracted to impermanent things. And because they create their own God. And own hymns means shlokas. And for that God. And the shlokas are also created by them. The God is also created by them. And they chant that shlokas. Then they are ashuchi vratas. What is the meaning of ashuchi vratas? Unclean vows. And what are unclean vows? So these are unclean vows are they are attracted by wine, women, gambling, and meat eating. And for a regulative principle they break, that is unclean vows. And they are ashuchi, means unclean habits, breaking these four regulative principles. And so this shows they are attracted by the impermanent things. And what is remaining is their absorption. And they are absorbed in where? Conceit of pride and false prestige. And so this point Prabhupada is mentioning. They are induced by pride and false prestige. They create some principles and which are not approved by Vedic injunctions. They are not following the principles of religion based on shastras, Vedic injunctions. And by artificial means, and the world creates a false honor for them. The people in this world, and they honor whom? These demoniac people, and they believe and how skillful this person is, and how moral this person is. And although such a demoniac person is gliding toward hell, and the other people in this world, and they consider these demoniac people as advanced people. So this is demoniac qualities, mentality. Prabhupada has mentioned demonic mentality. Then Krishna continues the description of their attitudes and engagements. Next, he mentioned before that some points from acharyas. Then verse number 10. So they have one of the meaning given here is they have taken shelter of insatiable lust. And so what is the meaning? How we can understand this line? And so for that acharyas, they are telling that devotees, and they are taking shelter of whom? Devotees, they are taking shelter of whom?
Krishna.
Krishna. And so then what is the understanding of these devotees? They have taken shelter of Krishna. Means, how we can explain this? Whatever problem comes in life of devotee, and he has faith that Krishna will solve that problem. Correct? So this is one of the meaning, and we can explain this in many ways, but this is one of the ways that Krishna will solve the all problems in my life. Correct? This is the one of the understanding of the surrender. So what is the demonic people's understanding? That this lust and will solve all problems of my life. So whatever problem in my life is there, and so that problem will be solved by whom? This lust. And so there is no big problem, and that lust cannot solve. And so thinking like that, these demonic people have taken the shelter of lust. Right? So this is their understanding while taking shelter of lust. This is one different point. And we'll go ahead in next verse. Krishna is mentioning Chintam aparimeyam cha pralayantam upashrita kamopabhoga parama etavad iti nischita asha pashater baddha kamakrodha parayana ihante kamabhogartham anya enartha sanchayan. So what Krishna is mentioning. Now again, there is attitude and engagement are mentioned in this verse also. And so what is the attitude of these demoniac people? They believe that to gratify the senses is the prime necessity of human civilization. And so sense gratification is for humans, and that is the prime necessity. Thus, until the end of life, their anxiety is innumerable. Because of sense gratification, we know the anxiety increases. Bound by a network of hundreds and thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger. A lot of desires are there. Yeah. And completely absorbed in lust, anger. in what activity they do. They secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. So how they do secure money? By illegal means. And somebody is earning money by illegal means he's demoniac in nature. And money, for which purpose they use? For only for their sense gratification. So this is attitude and their mentality. The next purport somebody can read.
The demoniac accept that the enjoyment of the senses is the ultimate goal of life after death, and this concept they maintain until death. They do not believe in life after death, and they do not believe that one takes on different types of bodies according to one's karmas or activities in this world. Their plan for life are never finished, and they go on preparing plans after plan, all of which are never finished. We have personal experience of a person of such demonic mentality who, even at the point of death, was requesting the physician to prolong his life for 4 years more because his plans were not yet complete. Huh? No, sir. Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes. Not
Yeah,
complete.
plan. Till where? We have
His
personal
plans
experience
were.
we
Yes,
have
continue.
personal experience of a person of such demonic mentality who, even at the point of death, was requesting the physician to prolong his life for 4 years more because his plans were not yet complete. Such foolish people do not know that a physician cannot prolong his life even for a moment. When the notice is there, there is no consideration of the man's desire. The law of nature do not allow a second beyond what is one is destined to enjoy.
Thank you. So, for the first point regarding their attitude. So, how they believe that to gratify the senses and sense enjoyment is the ultimate goal of life. So, life is meant for sense enjoyment. That is their conception. And till what point? Till death. And but devotees also, before becoming devotees, they have this conception only. But after becoming devotees, they change the conception. But because they are demoniac, and so till death, they have the same conception. So life is meant for sense gratification, and they do not believe in death or karma philosophy. And their plans for their life, and they mm, they are going on only, and they are not finishing only, and they prepare plan after plan, and never finishes their plan. So even if death is coming, Prabhupada is giving one example of one person, and even if death is coming, and his plans about life are not completed only. So he is requesting the doctor, physicians, and to prolong his life, and at least by 4 years. But he is a very foolish person, and he doesn't know that they cannot prolong life even for a moment. And laws of nature are very strong. They do not allow second beyond what is destined to enjoy. Next, pink one, somebody can read. How they secure money. Prabhupada is explaining in that paragraph.
The
The
demonic
demonic person
person who has no faith in God or the supreme within, super soul within himself, performs all kinds of sinful activities simply for sense gratification. He does not know that there is a witness sitting within his heart. The super soul is observing the activities of the individual soul. As it is stated in the Upanishads, there are two birds sitting in one tree. One is acting and enjoying or suffering the fruits of the uh, branches, and the other is witnessing. But one who is demonic has no knowledge of Vedic scriptures, nor has he any faith. Therefore, he feels free to do anything for sense enjoyment, regardless of the consequences.
Thank you. So Prabhupada is mentioning, so why they earn money, by illegal means, because first point is because they want more money for sense gratification, and so that's why they want to earn more money. That's why they adopt the illegal means for their sense gratification, and then after that they feel that they are free to do anything, and because nobody is watching them, and because they don't have knowledge, they are in ignorance, and they don't believe in the scriptures, and they are faithless in the scriptures. They not even aware of the super soul, Paramatma. That's why they don't think that Paramatma is watching us, and as a bird and sitting on a next tree. So they think that whatever wrong we do, nobody is going to punish us. So that's why they perform the illegal things by illegal means. Okay. This is the Prabhupada has explained. Then some points from the Acharyas is that. So Acharyas have mentioned illegal means, and Prabhupada has used the illegal means. And so what are these illegal means? So they have mentioned that they do thievery, and they steal from others' houses, like that illegal means. You can understand it, but just they have given the detail also. So instead of Narayana Parayana, the asuras, what they become? Kama Krodha Parayana. Like this, they are behind the anxieties and their desire, sense gratification, and lust. That's why they are called Kama Krodha Parayana. So they have it here. It is mentioned they are full of anxiety, and anxiety is what? The Sanskrit word for anxiety is chinta, and it is mentioned chintam. So, one of the point Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is mentioning, if we are not doing chintan, then we have chinta. So in life, either we can do chinta or chintan. And so what is chintan? He is explaining that chintan means thinking about the Lord, chintan, and thinking about qualities, form, pastime of the Lord. That is chintan. And if we are not doing chintan, Then we have chinta, means we have stress, and like this Prabhuji has mentioned. So here it is mentioned, Prabhupada has given one example. And so that person is going to doctor and for prolonging his life. And Prabhupada is telling that um, he is foolish. And so what is, does going to a doctor is a foolish act? What is your opinion? Should we go to doctor or not?
Yes, so we should.
Then why Prabhupada is telling that he is a foolish person?
Means like we know that at last this body is going to diminish, but till whatever extent we have this body, we should utilize it. So we like devotees think in that way, but the people who is not aware of spiritual existence are doing like that, that may this will help me to save my life and prolong my life in that way.
Thank you. So what is the point here is that it is our duty to protect our life. And but what this person is doing, he is only using his life for what? Material aspect only, for material things only. And he's using his whole time and in a wrong way. And that's why Prabhupada is condemning this. And Prabhupada is not condemning this because he's going to doctor and telling doctor that please prolong my life. And it is duty to protect our life, to body. But he's not using his body for the right purpose. And so that is the point here. That use your body for right purpose, for devotional service. And just in one line, don't long to prolong your life, but long for a prolonged life. And Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is saying this, that long for a prolonged life means long for an eternal life, life in spiritual world. So now next, there are 3 verses combined. So we'll stop here. We'll take this next. 12 verses we have completed fully.